what was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls was never meant to be found for nearly 2,000 years. A secret remained buried beneath the earth, not destroyed, not forgotten, but deliberately hidden inside what we now call the Dead Sea Scrolls. And what was written inside these ancient scrolls may not be what the world was ever meant to understand, because the story of the Dead Sea Scrolls is not just about discovery, it's about control, it's about silence, and possibly about truth being hidden on purpose, near the edge of the Dead Sea, in a place so dry that even time itself seems to slow down. A mysterious group once lived in total isolation. They were known as the Essenes. What was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls was never meant to be found. They rejected society. They lived by strict laws, and they believed they had been chosen to protect something sacred, but also something dangerous. The Essenes were not just preserving texts. They were guarding knowledge they believed the world was not ready for. And then, in 1947, everything changed. A young shepherd, tired and frustrated, was searching for a lost goat. With nothing left to try, he picked up a stone and threw it into a dark cave. And then, a sound broke the silence. A sharp, hollow crack. The sound of something ancient, shattering. That moment would change history forever. When he stepped inside the cave, he didn't find treasure. He found something far more powerful. Clay jars. Sealed. What was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls was never meant to be found. Covered in dust. Untouched for centuries. And inside them, scrolls. Ancient scrolls. Wrapped carefully in linen. Preserved for nearly 2,000 years. These would become known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. At first, the discovery shocked scholars, because many of these scrolls contain some of the oldest known copies of biblical texts ever found. Entire passages that matched modern scriptures, almost word for word. But that was not the real discovery, because hidden among those scrolls were other texts that didn't belong, texts that were never meant to be included, forbidden texts, writings that spoke of things rarely mentioned, things that didn't fit into what we were taught. Among them was something known as the War Scroll, a detailed account of a final battle, not symbolic, not metaphorical, but described as a real war, a war between the sons of light and the sons of darkness, a conflict that would decide the fate of humanity itself. And suddenly, the Dead Sea Scrolls were no longer just ancient writings. They became something else. A question: if these texts were real, then what else had been hidden? What else was removed? Who decided what should be remembered and what should disappear? Many researchers believe the Essenes hid these scrolls as danger approached, as the Roman Empire advanced, and destruction became inevitable. They sealed the scrolls away, but not just to preserve them, to protect them, because some of these writings suggest something unsettling, that the story we know today, what was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls, was never meant to be found, may not be complete, that parts of history may have been altered, or worse, intentionally erased. Even today, decades after their discovery, the Dead Sea Scrolls remain incomplete. Fragments are missing, sections are damaged, entire texts are gone. Some show signs of burning. Others appear to have been deliberately broken, as if someone wanted to make sure the full truth could never be known. What was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls was never meant to be found. And yet, despite everything, the remaining fragments still speak. They speak of hidden knowledge. What was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls was never meant to be found. A divine selection of secrets passed only to the chosen. And the deeper scholars go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, the more questions emerge, because every answer leads to something else, something darker, something more complex. What if the Dead Sea Scrolls were never meant to be found? What if their discovery was not an accident? And what if there are still more scrolls hidden somewhere in those caves, waiting, because even today, not every cave has been fully explored, not every fragment has been translated, and not every truth has been revealed. Deep within those ancient hills, there may still be something buried, something untouched, something hidden for a reason, and maybe that reason still matters today. Because the real mystery of the Dead Sea Scrolls is not just what they say, it's why they were hidden, and who didn't want them to be found. Because sometimes history isn't lost. Sometimes it's buried on purpose, and the deeper we look, the more we begin to realize that the truth was never gone. It was protected, hidden, waiting. If you want to uncover more hidden truths like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below telling me what you think. What do you believe was hidden inside the Dead Sea Scrolls? And what topic should we explore next? Because there are still many secrets buried in history, and this is only the beginning.